there. For today's video, we are going to be reviewing text features again. So whenever we are reading biographies, we might notice some of these text features in the book. So it's important that we go over them, and whenever we read a biography later, let's go ahead and see if we can't find any of these text features in the biography. So what is text features? I'll give you a moment to think about it. All right, let's go ahead and read about it. Text features. Authors choose text features to help explain ideas or to help readers locate information better. All right, so we have 4 different ones that I would like to go over today. Some of them might just be review, and I think there's one that is going to be new to you. So, words in bold text are darker than other words. It means they are important. So, whenever you see a word and it's darker and it's bigger than the rest of the text, that's called bold text, all right? It means that word is important, all right? And you can usually see that word in the back of the book in the glossary. It might tell you the meaning of that word. Bigger text is usually more important than smaller text, okay? So sometimes you might see bigger text for the heading. That means, hey, pay attention to this bigger text. It's important. Labels. Labels name parts of a picture. So here's a little picture. It's a picture of a tree, so the leaves, the trunk. And then the new text feature I like to go over with you is italic text. Go ahead and say that with me. Italic text. Excellent. Italic text is leaning to the right. It means pay attention or read with more feeling. So to see how it's he's leaning to the right. Okay? So let me go ahead and show you. So here's the definition, italic text. Right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to italicize it. See how it's leaning to the right? It means that it stands out and it's important. I usually do this for whenever we're doing a read aloud, and I do the title of the book, I usually italicize it to let you, the reader, know, hey, this is important. This is the title of the book we're about to read. Okay? So what I'd like to do now is I'd like to go through a book and see if we can't find bold words, labels, bigger text, and italic text, okay? Let's go ahead and go look at a biography. So I know I said that we were going to be looking at some biographies, but we're going to be looking at some informational books, because informational books, nonfiction books, those are the type of books that have a lot of text features. So let's go ahead. I already found some. Right here, Italian, Italiano. Do you see how the text is slanted a little bit to the right? It's meaning, hey, it's important. Pay attention to this word. So this is an example of italic text. Do you see how this is upright? This text right here is like this. And then this right here is just slanted just a little bit to the right. Right here is kind of hard to see, but here's some arrows pointing to some different things. Student, microscope, pencil, paper, science class, teacher. Those are all examples of which text feature? Labels. Some more labels. All right, so right there, labels and italic text. Let's go ahead and, see if we can't find any more books that have some of those text features that we're trying to focus on today. All right, here is a biography, Amelia Earhart, aviation pioneer. I know we've read a couple of biographies over her, and we're not going to read the story, but I'm going to be pointing out the text features we're talking about, which are bold text, bold words, bigger text, so you have a text that stands out, italic text, which is new. That is whenever the text kind of slants a little bit to the right and lets us, the reader, know, hey, that word is important, pay attention to it. And then labels. So right here is bigger text, and it's also slanted. It's also italicized. Okay? Bold word, bold text. Bigger text is also italic text. It lets us, the reader, know, hey, that's important, pay attention. Amelia's birthplace and childhood home. So do you see how right here, I know it's kind of hard to see, but all the text is just straight. right here, it's just slanted a little bit. That's italic text. Right here, Amelia takes flight. Again, italic text. It's slanted and it's bigger. So it's both italic text and bigger text, letting us the reader know, hey, this is important. It's a heading. Amelia takes flight. So these next couple pages are going to be about Amelia taking flight. All right. Let's see if we can't find, oh, here's another example of bold text. All right. So let's go ahead and go back to our anchor chart and talk about that. All right, I hope you enjoyed going over those different stories, those different books, and looking for all these text features. So we saw bold text. It was darker than the rest of the words. Then we saw bigger text. And most of the bigger text we saw was for the heading. It let us know, hey, that's important. Pay attention. And then we saw a lot of italic text. Remember, it's leaning to the right. It lets us know, hey, pay attention, or read that with feeling. And then we saw some labels. So what I'd like to do now is to show you how to make something italic, okay? So since we have iPads, I want to show you what we can do. So italics, a slanted capital letter I at the top of the open document. See that I right there? It's kind of a little hard to see. Right there? So, sorry about that. Right here. Do you see that? I mean, it says italic. I actually made this right here italic. See how it's slanted? Now, if I didn't want to make it italic, I would unclick it, and it'd, see how it just goes back to normal? But if I'm like, hey, I really want you to pay attention, click it. And if I want to make it darker, so I'm like, hey, this is an important word, pay attention. Oops, make it darker, see? And then if I want to make it even bigger, just make the font size bigger. Do you see how you can do that? So right here, italic text. Not only is it bold text, it is bigger, and it's italic, letting you, the reader, know, hey, this right here, letting you know, hey, this right here is important. I need to pay attention. Right? So that's our text features that we're going to be focusing on the next couple of days. Let's go ahead and quickly review biography, because that's the type of books we are focusing on. So a biography. A biography tells about the life of a real person. So today we'll be reading another biography, and I want you to pay attention to those text features that we just went over. We are going to be learning about why the person is important, events from the person's life, information about where the person lived, worked, and traveled, and ways that person made a difference in the world, okay? Remember, biography is a genre. Say genre. Excellent, thank you. A genre is a type of writing such as fiction, informational text, opinion writing, biography, fantasy, fable. They're just different types of writing. Last week we focused on narrative nonfiction. This week we're focusing on biography. All right, and then remember, nonfiction. A nonfiction is a type of writing that gives facts about a topic. So you're actually going to be learning from these books. All right, so I hope you enjoyed learning about biography and reviewing it. And I hope you enjoyed going over these new text features. Remember, text features. Authors choose text features to help explain ideas or to help readers locate information. So today in our story, look for bolder text, look for bigger text. You usually see this in headings. Labels. See how they have arrows? Sometimes labels don't have arrows. They just might be right next to the part of the picture, okay? And then italic text. What I'd like for you to do whenever I'm doing my read aloud later, every time you see one of these text features, or any of the text features we've ever gone over, give a little thumbs up. You don't have to make a big deal about it, just a little thumbs up to yourself, like saying, hey, I see a text feature, okay? All right, I hope you enjoyed today's little reading lesson.